Tonight on Newscenter, the homecoming court is revealed, the Vulcans travel to IUP, and Matt Hagee interviews the old 2-9er. All these stories and more next on Newscenter.
Good evening and welcome to Cutv News Center for the week of October 22nd, 2015. I'm Zach Prosbo.
And I'm Jennifer Germano.
One of the many places to eat on campus is the food court in the Natali Student Center. One of the options in the food court is the V-Bar. We had reporter Anthony D'Agostino find out how the V-Bar came to fruition.
One of the many places to eat on campus is the V-Bar in the food court in the Student Center. Kira Nuna discussed how the V-Bar came to be.
We wanted to bring in a restaurant atmosphere, a gastro-pub style atmosphere for our students in our food court rather than just a cafeteria look. So in order to bring in, we created Vulcan, it's basically Vulcan Bar, and gave it that bistro touch of, different concepts.
He also discussed what food items are offered at the V-Bar.
V-Bar actually has a 2-week rotating concept menus. So 2-week rotating concepts are, one is gourmet burgers, gourmet grill. We do like a 8-ounce burgers, half-pound burgers with different layers that's built onto it on a brioche bun. Then we bring in another concept, that's a yakitori, as well as we collaborated with a very famous local restaurant called Jimmy Wan's, and we created things like steamed buns, pork dumplings, as well as their famous egg rolls. Then we brought in wings concept. Wings, again, we collaborated with a local restaurant called Pacey's. They're famous for whole wings as well as sauces. Finally, we also brought a Greek concept, which has got, gyros and as well as chicken souvlakis, which is Greek version of chicken on a stick. Very healthy, marinated with yogurt and mint and all of that. Fantastic dish.
So if you want hearty, multicultural food, check out the V-Bar in the food court, open 10:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. For CUTV News Center, I'm Anthony D'Agostino.
This past Tuesday, CalU's homecoming court was revealed and narrowed the search to find this year's homecoming king and queen. To see who will wear the crown this year, the winners will be announced during halftime of the CalU Clarion football game.
Now that homecoming festivities are fully underway, everyone is looking forward to the parade this coming Saturday, the 24th. Be aware, though, that there are parking regulations for the event this Saturday. And as we will see on the screen now, due to the annual parade, there will be absolutely no parking from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. along the parade route, which stretches from 3rd Street to Union Street to 2nd Street, and Union Street to campus. Any violators will face penalties of tagging or being towed at the owner's expense.
CalU's Fall Grad Fair is coming this Monday, October the 26th, in the CalU bookstore. At the event, graduating students for the fall of 2015 will be able to acquire their caps and gowns for when they get ready to accept their diplomas. For upcoming graduates, after leaving CalU, an opportunity to cherish your time here and bring back memories is through a class ring. There will be an opportunity to purchase rings next Monday and Tuesday, the 26th and 27th, in the bookstore. Also added will be discounts for anyone presenting a special code for social media sites.
After the release of the official Star Wars Episode 7 trailer, dark times have now fallen upon images related to the movie. This morning in Sweden, a man wearing a Darth Vader-like mask attacked and killed 2 people, including a student, in a Swedish school about 260 miles away from Stockholm. The most gruesome part of this story, however, is that the attacker was posing for pictures with some students, those students seemingly thinking that this was something to do with Halloween upcoming.
To find out the latest news on campus and elsewhere, make sure you pick up a copy of the Cal Times when it is released every Friday around campus. To preview what is coming up in this week's edition, we sat down with Jose Negron, better known as Alter Ego Spider-Man, editor-in-chief of the Cal Times.
Hey CalU, it's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man hanging out in the media service suite. This week at the Cal Times, Star Wars invades the bookstore. We also have an opinion piece on Planned Parenthood, and Maddie Thrasher as our Athlete of the Week. Be sure to pick up a copy of the Cal Times around campus and check them out at caltimes.org. And have a great homecoming, Cal U.
And Jen, we saw in this, there's a lot of new food options in the Tully Student Center after the renovations, and we're probably slowly going to get to be able to go and really expose each one of them. And the first one we did was the new V Bar, and it's a lot of different international cuisine. And I got to say, the yakitori so far is my favorite out of all of them.
I believe that's my favorite too, but I do like how they do change it every 2 weeks so that you get to try different cuisines from around the world, and it doesn't just stay with one. I think that's actually my favorite part of it.
Yeah, so far we've seen yakitori, we've seen Greek, we've seen some kind of more fancier hamburgers. So excited to see what could possibly come up next. Mm-hmm. And when we come back, we'll have your 5-day weather forecast. Stay tuned.
The time is now, the place is here. Stop running, face your fear. When it all comes down to this, you only get one shot, can't afford to miss. The time is now, the place is here. Stop running, face your fear. When it all comes down to this, you only get one shot, can't afford to miss. So, let's get it, let's go. Go hard and go home.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Welcome back to CUTV News Center, where now we will take a look at the upcoming forecast in the Cal U area. As we'll see in just a moment, temperature is going to kind of fluctuate a little bit over the coming few days, and this weekend there is a slight chance of rain. Saturday being homecoming, that rain is about maybe a 30% chance, only in the afternoon, so hopefully that'll taper off as we continue on to Saturday. And you see there, going to get a little chilly towards Sunday and Monday, but start to warm just a little bit towards Tuesday. And Jen, when we talk about homecoming, of course, never want it to be really rainy with all the events, especially the parade, which you and our own Mike Mays, who you'll see in a little bit in the upcoming entertainment report, are going to be announcing the parade this year. So hopefully the rain holds off.
Yeah, I hope it does. I especially hope it holds off for also the football game, because sometimes the weather can interfere with how the game is played and different things that happen on the field and the actual length of time of the game itself. You don't want it to interfere with any of the activities, parade, anything like that.
Yeah, it seems every week it rains on Saturday for some reason. So hopefully that changes.
Thanks. And when we come back, Ryan Kaufman will have your entertainment report. Stay tuned.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday night lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest-running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30. Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Welcome back to CUTV News Center. I'm Ryan Kaufman with your entertainment report. Each week of the year, videos go viral and crazy new inventions are put on the market. Our own Mike Mays shows us what he found while digging on the internet this week.
Hi, my name is Mike Mays. My friends consider me an expert on finding strange and little weird things online. So here are 3 things I found online this week. A woman was shocked to learn that the shell she had been using as a vase for 30 years was an unexploded bomb. Catherine found the shell at her school 15 years ago and only realized it was a bomb after watching a documentary on unexploded wartime shells. Two brothers have created an adult-sized version of the Little Tikes children's car toy. The car can go 0 to 60 in 17 seconds, and the brothers have driven the car for more than 5,000 miles. And last, daring students climb a skyscraper using only a rope. The two students tries to capture the perfect shot on top of a skyscraper that is more than 500 feet tall. There you have it, my 3 things I found online for this week. If you guys find anything, let us know. For CUTV News Center, I'm Mike Mays.
Join Cal this holiday season in donating new, unwrapped toys to less fortunate children in the community. Collection boxes will be distributed throughout campus so that students, staff, and community members can participate in the distinguished event by donating. If you would like to give a monetary donation, please email Jessica Curry at cur8039@calu.edu or call 724-938-5448. After extensive refurbishment to their app, WCAL, home of CalU's best music, has released their new app for iOS devices. The app will soon be available to download on Android devices as well. I want to apologize to all my loyal fans this week, as I will not be bringing you the latest in entertainment breaking news. The reason? We have some homecoming activities to attend to. So, without further delay, tonight, the 22nd of October, for all of our YouTube watchers, the Underground Cafe will be superhero themed and in the Energy Zone and the Natali Student Center. The event will take place at 9 p.m., so come out and enjoy some great entertainment. Friday the 23rd will play host to the President's Showcase. The theme for this year will be Our Showcase of Stars and will kick off at 7:30 p.m. in Steele Hall Main Stage Theater. CalU's most talented students, faculty, staff, and alumni take the stage for an evening of first-class entertainment. Ticket price is $10, and admission is free for students with valid Cal cards. For information about the President's Showcase fundraising reception and dinner, contact the University Development Office at 724-938-5943. And now buckle your seatbelts because we are about to jog through Saturday the 24th. But first, please keep in mind the parking restrictions that our anchors told you about earlier. Don't forget to check out the parade route early on Saturday because at 10 a.m. the pre-parade activities and booths open. This year the pre-event will feature a petting zoo, inflatables, a balloon man, and all of CalU's favorite clubs and organizations. At 11 a.m. the Cara Alumni House will have their picnic on the patio, and alumni and their guests are invited to enjoy food, drinks, and to socialize with friends and former classmates. Noon will begin the 2015 Homecoming Parade, which will begin at the Convocation Center and will progress past the Mandarino Library. Joining the parade this year will be your 2015 NCAA National Champions, the CalU women's basketball team. 1:30 p.m. will play host to the Vulcan Huddle tailgate at Rodman Park and the picnic area. And finally, at 3 p.m., the Vulcan football team will square off against the unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles at Adamson Stadium. Don't forget that at halftime, the King and Queen will be crowned. If you are truly a fan of the entertainment segment, then you know that I can't go 1 week without talking about everyone's beloved Taylor Swift. So yes, there is actually a small They Said What segment today, and I apologize for misleading you. The Tay-Tay story for this week is actually a follow-up to a previous week's story on ticket scams for her concerts. The person behind a massive ticket scandal has turned herself into the Oklahoma Police Department. The department issued a felony arrest warrant for the former Mecca employee yesterday. Mecca, which stands for Metropolitan Entertainment and Convention Authority in Omaha, Nebraska, filed a theft by deception report against their own premium seating manager at CenturyLink Center because she had printed and sold 200 unauthorized tickets. The silver lining in all of this is that all 200 victims will be receiving a full refund, which will total to $25,000. And you can rest easy tonight knowing that the teardrops on her guitar will be gone now that the horrifying nightmare is over. And to round out the entertainment report for this week, we have Ted 2 in the Vulcan Theater. Months after John's divorce, Ted and Tammy Lynn's marriage seems to be on the same road. To patch things up, Ted and Tammy Lynn plan to have a child with John's help. but their failed efforts backfire disastrously. Namely, Ted is declared property of the government, and he loses all of his civil rights. Now, Ted must fight a seemingly hopeless legal battle with an inexperienced young lawyer to regain his rightful legal status. Unfortunately, between Ted's drunken idiocies and sinister forces interested in the situation to exploit him, Ted's quest has all the odds against him. And guys, for banter this week, I'm going to read this really quick. It's about Lucky Charms marshmallows. There's only 10 boxes of marshmallow-only Lucky Charms that will be available to the public. So how do you get your hands on a unicorn of the cereal world? They can only be won via social media. The cereal manufacturer is asking fans to post a selfie of themselves holding an imaginary box, not sure how you do that, of Lucky Charms with the hashtag Lucky10 sweepstakes on Twitter or Instagram. Then from the entries, 10 winners will be chosen.
Yeah, I agree with you. Holding an imaginary cereal box, I mean, it's kind of weird and unorthodox, but I'm kind of very disappointed that there's only going to be 10 of these because everyone knows the best part of Lucky Charms is the marshmallows. It's the only reason you buy that cereal.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but I'm going to be the healthy one probably of the three of us. As much as I love the marshmallows in it, they're too sweet if you have just marshmallows.
No.
You have to have a little bit of the actual cereal, something semi-substantial to it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay,
Majority
I guess
rule.
I'm the only one in here.
2 out of 3. Marshmallows. I think that works. So.
Thanks, Ryan.
And when we return, Matt Hagee has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
The time is now, the place is here. Stop running, face your fear. When it all come down to this, you only get one shot, can't afford to miss. The time is now, the place is here. Stop running, face your fear. When it all come down to this, you only get one shot, can't afford to miss. So, let's get it, let's go. Go hard and go home.
Welcome back to CUTV News Center. I'm Matt Hagee with your sports report. After being defeated by one rival a week before, the California Vulcans football team faced off against an even bigger rival last Saturday as they traveled to Indiana to take on the IUP Crimson Hawks in the 7th Coal Bowl. These games are normally low-scoring, drag-out contests, and that was no different as we go to the highlights from Frank Signetti Field at George B. Miller Stadium as we see California, they get the scoring started on their first drive. Jimmy Wheeler, the freshman sensation running back, goes in from about 10 yards out. California would miss the extra point, make it 6-0. And IUP's new-look offense, this is first-year sensation back sophomore Chris Temple doing some nice moves and getting into the end zone from 32 yards out to make it 7-6 IUP. And California's offense looked good early on. You see William Brazil there finishes off the drive with a field goal and makes it 9-7 heading into the second quarter. And then on the first play of the second quarter, Chris Temple scores from a yard out, his second touchdown of the day, and gives IUP the lead. They, too, would also miss an extra point. And not a lot of scoring until the final minute of the third quarter where Chris Temple, for the third time, he gets that hat trick, goes in from about 12 yards out, and it seemed IUP was in control. But then Chris Temple fumbles on their next possession after stopping Cal on 4th down, and this sets the Vulcans up in prime field position, and the Vulcans would take advantage. We see John Franklin continue his scoring streak. He scored in all 7 games for the Vulcans this season, makes it a 20-15 game after California missed a 2-point conversion. Now this is where things got weird. California does a seemingly harmless kick, and it goes short, and IUP was not ready for it. They didn't recover it. California did, and it seemed California was going to have a great shot to take the lead inside IUP territory. So now California on their next drive here on 3rd and 2. Harris goes to the end zone looking for Gary Brown, but the ball gets ripped out by Mikal Makel for IUP, an unbelievable interception, and the Crimson Hawks survived. But then California had another chance. They didn't run any plays outside of IUP territory in the fourth quarter. Harris too strong for Desmond Green, and the Vulcans suffer a devastating loss to the Crimson Hawks by a score of 20-15. Cal has lost 2 straight games at IUP, and the only losses in the Cole Pale Trophy for the second time in 7 years. Jimmy Wheeler finished with a team-high 95 yards on the ground with that 1 touchdown, and James Harris has now gone 2 straight games without throwing a touchdown pass. Now the Vulcans look to their annual homecoming game this Saturday as they welcome the biggest story of the 2015 PSAC season, the unbeaten Clarion Golden Eagles. Clarion has not won in Cal since 2000, and the Vulcans have not lost a homecoming game since 2004. That's also last season Clarion's defeated Cal. The game starts at 3 with live coverage online at WCAL, and also CUTV will have a rebroadcast of the game Monday at 6 and Tuesday at 4, and also CalVulcans.com will have a live stream as well on Saturday. Last night, both Cal men's hockey teams took part of the annual Cal U Homecoming Hockey Series. This event, held every homecoming week for the past few years, has seen many different opponents take on both Vulcan teams. The first game of the doubleheader saw Cal 2 take on the Penn State Altoona Nittany Lions. And now let's go to the highlights from the Ross Draver Ice Garden. In the afternoon, Penn State Altoona came in on the road, and they kick off the scoring here with a nice pass and good move to make it 1-0 early on in the game for the Nittany Lions. And Penn State Altoona playing down a level this year, they get again another nice chance on goal there and finishes off, cleans up the garbage in front of the net, and makes it 2-0 Penn State Altoona. And California would finally get on the board late in the first period here. Great shot from the point. That's Colt Beer with the goal and made it 2-1 heading into the first intermission. And then in the second period, Penn State Altoona continued their success from the first period here. Great shot. They get a shot from the point as well and make it 3-1. And Penn State Altoona would continue to score. They got most chances. They outshot Cal in this period 16-4, and they get another goal right there and made it 4-1. With California starting to have their backs against the wall right here, they take advantage of a Penn State Altoona miscue and get a goal that sneaks right in past the Penn State Altoona goaltender and makes it 4-2. Now Penn State Altoona continues. They strike right back. They've struck back with every time California tried to get back into the game. They make it 5-2 right there. And in the third period, they finished off the Vulcans here with, that's the first of 2 goals within 10 seconds. Penn State Altoona would make it 7-2. And California, right at the end here, they get a goal to make the score a little bit more respectable. But still, the Nittany Lions came away with a dominant 7-3 win over the Vulcans. In past, Cal 1 has taken on Penn State Altoona, and this was the first time Cal 2 has ever faced them. And after a short break between games, it was Cal 1's turn to hit the ice as they faced rival Robert Morris in the nightcap, as we see highlights from Ross Draver Ice Garden. Again, as you see California here, they give a turnover right to the Colonials, and the Colonials take advantage with a one-time shot, and Robert Morris was up 1-0. And California, it took them until the second period, but they get a breakaway chance right here. Kyle Cunningham puts in the goal and ties the game at 1. And California's offense, they came alive in the second period right here. You can see California at the time was Brad Mitchell. He gets the second goal for the Vulcans and makes it 2-1. California wasn't done scoring yet in the second period. Again, another ticky-tack goal right there, tic-tac-toe, if you will. California gets in to make it 3-1. Then in the third period, Robert Morris, they would go away. They cash in on the power play right here and make it 3-2. But California taking the role of Penn State Altoona in the first game, they answer back almost immediately and make it 4-2. And then California puts on the finishing touches right here with a late second goal to make it 5-2 California. Robert Morris would score a third goal, but California would hold from there, and Cal 1 comes away with a victorious 5-3 win over the Colonials. Cal 1 continues a dominant stretch they've had on Robert Morris's club hockey team and helps manage a split for the Cal hockey teams in the homecoming series. And that Cal Hockey Homecoming Series has been a great tradition for the past few years. Along with the games, there's skating and prizes, and also current and former Pittsburgh Penguins are brought out every year to sign autographs for fans. This featured guest for this year was former Penguin star and current radio color analyst Phil Bork.
I was a free agent. I was a walk-on. I knew nothing about Pittsburgh, and I'll be honest with you, when I first came here, I just embraced the city. And I guess the city kind of embraced me too, but I quickly realized how appreciative fans are and people in the small communities outside of Pittsburgh, how much they're Penguin fans and how much they appreciate you just taking the time. And I do. I truly enjoy it, and I truly care about this town. Again, I'm from Boston, but I really consider myself a Pittsburgher, and a lot of it has to do with how much I enjoy going out into the community and meeting people and meeting Penguin fans.
Much like these Cal players, Bork remembers when he was that age in his youth hockey days.
They were hectic. My dad was one of those dads. He really pushed me hard to the point where, I didn't like hockey so much for a while because he started pushing me too hard. So, I mean, that's really my advice to a lot of kids and a lot of parents is be a well-rounded athlete and just love what you're doing. And whether it's not playing sports and just out having fun being a kid, that's great too. But when you are playing hockey or playing football or whatever you're playing, be the best you possibly can be. Be passionate about what you do and just have fun.
After playing a lengthy NHL career, Bork was paired with Hall of Fame broadcaster Mike Lang to call Penguins games on radio.
I didn't think it was going to be difficult. I thought, well, I played 18 years professional hockey. I should be good behind the microphone talking about hockey. I wasn't that good early on. I thought I would be good, but then I watched other color analysts and how hard they worked at the game, and I went, ooh, wait a minute, I need to reevaluate here. And I found you have to prepare. Just because you know the game doesn't make you a good broadcaster, and be a good listener too. That's really important, whether you're working with a play-by-play guy or a color guy or doing interviews or whatever it is. Be a good listener and prepare.
Bork also had advice for prospective students in communication studies.
Do anything and everything you can do. If you see one of these or one of those cameras, get in front of it, get behind it, and just do it. Some gigs you'll get paid for, some you won't get. It doesn't matter. It's all training, and the more you do it, and the more you experience those things, and do the things that you are going to put you in an uncomfortable situation, whether it's public speaking or doing interviews, whether it's on that side of the mic or the other side. Just get out and do it. That's the best way to get better.
Now it's time for the Hagee Six. Here are 3 games for both college football and the NFL that I feel will be the top games to watch this week. We start with college as always and an old-time rivalry game at noon as the newly ranked Pittsburgh Panthers travel to the Carrier Dome to take on Syracuse. Then at 3:30 we see in the Big 12 the Texas Tech Red Raiders travel to Norman looking to pull an upset against the Oklahoma Sooners. Then the nightcap at 7, the big game in the SEC is a matchup of 2 teams looking to bounce back from losses a week ago as the Texas A&M Aggies travel to Oxford to face the Ole Miss Rebels. Then on Sunday, with the game in London between the Bills and the Jaguars, a game that will be live streamed on Yahoo Sports starting at 9:30 a.m. This will be the first time an NFL game will be broadcasted live on the internet. Then at 1, the New York Jets traveled to face their most hated rival, the New England Patriots, who are still unbeaten. And finally at 4:25, the Cowboys travel to face a Giants squad looking for revenge after losing in Week 1 to Dallas. And guys, it's football, baseball. We know one team in the World Series, the Mets clinched their spot yesterday. Congratulations to them. What a story. And Blue Jays Royals still up for grabs. Who do you like in the World Series as we look ahead? Because next time we see Newscenter, we'll be in the World Series.
I'm honestly believing the Mets could have what it takes to pull it through. And that's what I've said close to, I think, around August or September. That's what I've been thinking. But I also thought it would be against the Blue Jays. So I'm kind of hoping they pull it out against the Royals and see if it can be Mets over Blue Jays.
I would like to see the Blue Jays in it just because they've not been there in so long. First time in the playoffs in over 20 years. But David Price has never won in the postseason, and he goes tonight, which is Thursday the 22nd, and I don't know if he can do it. It must be something in his mind. So I think it will be the Royals-Mets. I think the Mets win in 6 games, though. I think the Mets have the magic formula. And I have to say, it is so fitting that the Cubs lose on Back to the Future Day.
Yes, it was great to see. But the Blue Jays, I said Blue Jays Mets to start of the postseason, and I'm very close. I got one team right. I said Blue Jays win the World Series. I've been pulling for the Mets since the Pirates lost out because of my good friend Steve Mannering back home. He's gone wild. I talked to him last night after the game. So I'm pulling for the Mets. Personally, I think it's going to be Mets-Royals. I think the Royals are going to take it over the Blue Jays. I kind of gave hope on the Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's just so hard. That Royals' offense has been great. So
they're experienced.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Thanks, Matt. That will do it for this week's edition of Newscenter.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at Cutv Newscenter.
Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.